Dr. Pragya Paliwal Gaur, Director General, Akashvani. And of course, all the invited audience, namaskar and welcome everyone. Kindly remain standing for the national anthem, please. Thank you. Minister and also the First Minister of Information and Broadcasting. This lecture series commemorates the enduring legacy of Sardar Patel, the Iron Man of India, the architect of national integration, a towering figure in India's history, whose 182-meter Statue of Unity in Kevadia, Gujarat stands tallest in the world. I request Shri Gaurav. Thank you very much, Dr. Somanath. A very warm welcome. Dr. Pragya to welcome Shri Gaurav Dwivedi, Chief Executive Officer Prasar Bharati with the Akashvani.
First of all, I remember Sardar Patel on his birth anniversary. One of the greatest men that we had, Bharat Ratna, Dr. Somanath, that he gave us continuous a proud of moment for all Indians living here and abroad, wherever they were. And it is my honor and privilege, personal privilege, to in fact meet him and honor him here, and I personally welcome him on this occasion.
मुझे ये जानकर प्रसन्नता हुई है कि बस 1955 से लौह पुरुष सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल की स्मृति में आकाशवाणी द्वारा उनकी जयंती के अवसर पर व्याख्यान माला का आयोजन किया जाता है। इस आयोजन के द्वारा आकाशवाणी ने नेशनल ब्रॉडकास्टर के अपने दायित्व को निभाया है, क्योंकि सरदार पटेल सही अर्थ में राष्ट्र निर्माता थे। भारत के प्रथम राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद ने सरदार पटेल के विषय में लिखा था, एंड आई कोट दैट देयर इज टुडे इन इंडिया टू थिंक एंड टॉक अबाउट इज वेरी लार्जली ड्यू टू सरदार पटेल्स स्टेटमैनशिप एंड फार्म एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन अनकट। सरदार पटेल महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे तथा स्वाधीन भारत की राष्ट्रीय और प्रशासनिक एकता के अद्भुत शिल्पकार थे। उनकी जयंती के पावन अवसर पर सभी कृतज्ञ देशवासियों की ओर से मैं उनकी स्मृति को सादर नमन करती हूँ। स्वाधीनता के समय भारत का लगभग 40% क्षेत्र बड़ी छोटी रियासतों में बांटा हुआ था। उन 550 से अधिक रियासतों में राजसत्ता थी। एकता और लोकतंत्र की दिशा में हमारे देश को काफ़ी लंबी दूर तय करनी थी। काम बहुत कठिन था। बापू ने कहा था कि उस कठिन काम को सरदार पटेल ही कर सकते थे। स्वाधीनता के बाद 13 महीने की अवधि में भारत को एकजुट करने की भगीरथ प्रयास द्वारा सरदार पटेल ने विश्व इतिहास का एक अनुपम अध्याय रचा है। विश्व के सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्रों को एकजुट करने वाले सरदार पटेल के सम्मान में विश्व के सबसे ऊंची प्रतिमा का निर्माण करवाकर प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देशवासियों के हृदय में सरदार पटेल के विराट व्यक्तित्व के प्रति आदर को मूर्त रूप प्रदान किया है। राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी ने सरदार पटेल के विषय में कहा था कि ऐसा स्वार्थ त्यागी व्यक्ति आपको और नहीं मिलेगा। बारडोली सत्याग्रह के दौरान बापू ने सरदार पटेल के असाधारण नेतृत्व को देखा था। बारडोली सत्याग्रह आंदोलन की सफलता को बारडोली विजय का नाम दिया गया। उस विजय से हमारे स्वाधीनता संग्राम को नई ऊर्जा मिली थी। स्वाधीनता प्राप्त होने के तुरंत बाद की उथल पुथल भरी परिस्थितियों में सरदार पटेल ने हमारे देश को एक सुदृढ़ प्रशासनिक व्यवस्था प्रदान की थी। उनकी चट्टान जैसी दृढ़ता ने हमारे नवोदिन राष्ट्र को अनेक कठिन परिस्थितियों से उबारा था। मुझे इस बात की प्रसन्नता है कि इस बार के सरदार पटेल स्मृति व्याख्यान हेतु आकाशवाणी ने भारत की प्रगति में अंतरिक्ष विज्ञान के योगदान से देशवासियों को अवगत कराने के लिए इसरो के चेयरमैन डॉक्टर एस सोमनाथ जी को आमंत्रित किया है। आज हमारे देश सरदार पटेल के आदर्श के अनुरूप विकसित राष्ट्र बनने के संकल्प के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। भारत की विकास यात्रा में हमारे अंतरिक्ष कार्यक्रम ने अमूल्य योगदान दिया है। पिछले वर्ष विक्रम लैंडर द्वारा चंद्रमा के दक्षिण ध्रुव के पास उतरने का सीधा प्रसारण मैंने देखा था। सभी देशवासियों के साथ मैं भी गर्व का अनुभव कर रही थी। सरदार पटेल हमारे राष्ट्रीय एकता के प्रतीक पुरुष हैं। आइए सरदार पटेल की पावन स्मृति में हम सभी विकसित भारत के निर्माण के राष्ट्रीय लक्ष्य की दिशा में एकजुट होकर आगे बढ़ने का संकल्प लें। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय हिंद।
Good evening, all of you. It's really an honor to be here to deliver this year's Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture. And I would like to thank Prasar Bharati, its chairman, Sri Naveen Kumar Segal, Akashwani, and all of you to join this prestigious program in memory of the great man that we had, Sardar Patel. Let me talk about him a little bit before I delve into my topic of space. Sardar Patel rose into the prominence of our political arena through the struggles and tribulations in the times of the independence journey. I think many of us have been already told. But then his leadership really showed up in some of the great movements that we had in the past. The independence that we owe today, we must owe to such great men who created such a strong movement. And not only that he participated in that movement, that his post-independence, he worked hard to create the nation that we are all very proud of, the Bharat. I think we have given our due respect to him by creating the Statue of Unity. And we must thank our Honorable Prime Minister for doing that great job of putting such a fantastic statue of him that we all are very proud of, the tallest ever such statue that we have created in our part of this country. We also know Sardar Patel was not just part of the freedom struggle, but he created the India today. He has been the promoter of one of the important activity, the liberal policy of the industrial policy, which is that we enjoy today. Also, contributed to bring all the princely states together to create that Bharat that we are all talking about, the political integration of India that we talked about, has already been just mentioned by the Chief of the Prasar Bharati, that the whole of the administrative reforms that we talk about today came in his time frame. And we also know him as the Iron Man of India, and we honor him today in his birthday, the 31st of this month. And thank you so much for giving me this honor to speak in his memory today. So when we talk about space, all of you know about ISRO, the Department of Space, but then what we need to realize today is that the whole of the space ecosystem is changing dramatically all around us. So in the fast changing domain of space, we also are aware that we are also changing so much. The Department of Space and its arms are going through a great reform as announced by the Government of India. The Space Sector Reform announced in 2020 created new entities in Department of Space. The ISRO is well known to you. Indian Space Research Organization is the primary space agency of the nation where the research and development takes place. We created other entities in Department of Space called the InSpace. Today the InSpace is going to regulate, promote and handhold the private ecosystem and then create a vibrant space economy. We also have the public sector undertaking NSIL, New Space India Limited, converting whatever we did in the space sector into production of materials or production of rockets, satellites, and also convert into the business opportunity. While we work on these entities in Department of Space, we also have the domains, which goes from building the rockets, we call them space transportation system, building the space infrastructure called the satellite building. We have the human spaceflight program, we have the Earth observation and applications program, and also the capacity building. Creating these academic institutions is one of the strengths that we have today. But all of us are really excited to see a launch. I don't know how many of you had the fortune to look at a launch of a rocket. It is really very heartwarming to see, or I don't know whether the right word it is like that. The thunderous sound that comes and hits your chest when you hear a launch, and also the beautiful sight of an ascending rocket that goes to the sky to put a satellite in space. It's always a wonderful observation to have you at the Satish Dhawan Space Center. I used this opportunity to invite you. Today, Satish Dhawan Space Center is not closed for you. It is actually open to each one of you. We have a huge gallery. 10,000 people can at a time sit and watch one of the launch that is taking place. So you are most welcome, children especially, those who are listening to me, please find an opportunity to look at the announcements of launch that is coming up and register for coming and looking at some of these launches. I can tell you that it will raise your spirits very high as much as the rocket soars to the sky. But over the years, we have been launching rockets, we have been placing satellites in orbit. You look at the tally of what we have done is really astonishing for a country like us. I think when we started this whole program in 1960s, we were launching small rockets to space while other nations were putting men on the moon. So you know the gap that existed between us and the other nations. And this gap that existed, we have bridged substantially over the last so many years, putting us as a leading spacefaring nation today, having the ability to build our own rockets, build our own satellites, and launch it from our own soil. It's not a mean achievement for a nation like India. And we have done not only did so many launches, like hundreds of launches and almost hundreds of satellites that we have put in space. We not only did that, we also launched almost 400 plus satellites of other nations using our rockets from India, almost 34 countries. We did a lot of research activities in creating new technologies and innovations in space sector. I think all of these are showing up results now in the form of assets that we have created in space ecosystem. They are in the form of spacecrafts that are there. We have 50 plus spacecrafts in orbit today. They are in the domain of communication, almost 18 of them. Earth observation, that is the eyes from the space, which is almost 22 of them. We have 9 navigation satellites and the science missions that all of you know about, the Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, Aditya, Exposat, etc. So we have this many of the satellites now, along with other thousands of satellites up there. But then it's not just the satellite that we have. We have produced connect to the stakeholders who are actually using this the satellites in a big way. The communication, I think Akashvani and Doordarshan are the users of the satellites in the form of television broadcasting, DTH services. We have connectivity of internet. We have also connectivity to various stakeholders who uses our networks. And we also connect with the many departments in the government of India, the meteorology, the land use, the weather, oceanography, fisheries, the Airport Authority of India, disaster management, and many other services that we deliver through space, the backbone of this. We also have the NAVIC ecosystem, which is providing the position navigation timing services called the NAVIC, and of course the science missions of Chandrayaan, Aditya L1. We provide scientific data to the researchers who are interested in space domain to work in the cutting edge of this research. It's not only the spacecraft that we have. The most important strength of a nation in space is the ability to launch it from their own country. Rockets are very strategic assets for any nation. And the quantum key distribution. In the coming days, the communication links are subject to spoofing and other entry of other unauthorized operators, and how to encrypt so that others cannot come and look at our communication network. For that, a quantum key distribution is one solution, and we are going to launch 2 satellites which will send these quantum keys using quantum technology that we have developed within ISRO, so that these communication channels will be encrypted using that. No ordinary computer can ever break that code. So we will have a secure communication. So I mentioned about the software-defined radio satellite as well, which is the one which is very important for us in the coming days. Let me slightly dwell on another topic called navigation. Possibly all of you are aware of the GPS using which your devices are connected, and you can get the position, the timing, the speed, etc. I don't know how many of you are aware that we have a NAVIC system which is called the IRNSS, where the national timing distribution is also happening through NAVIC today. And we have a precise timing system, and we created this timing information dissemination as well. It also has a different architecture. It is not exactly like GPS. GPS is a global system, whereas NAVIC is a regional system. And the satellites are in geostationary orbit and nearly stationary. So it serves the Indian continent and also some areas around it. And this is much more accurate than GPS, but it uses a different band called L5 and S band. So that's why your mobile phones cannot easily see it. But we are now putting the band called L1, which your mobile phones will be available. And we have just put only one satellite. And the coming days we are going to put 5 more satellites in L1 band, which will make your mobile phones easily possible to use our NAVIC signals for positioning services. And currently this when you talk about Sardar Patel Memorial, who emphasized the strength, and we are also reflect that same spirit of doing it ourselves. Not just to boast about it, but to do incrementally, cost effectively, to build the capability within this nation. And it also to become an inspiring organization for us to emulate in many, many other sectors. For Bharat to become a powerful nation tomorrow, we need technology support. Just not space growth and expansion. Could it be in electronics, it could be in agriculture, it could be in industrial production. There are many, many other areas there we need to invest and create capability and competence. And we have it in India. We need leadership. And that is what is being given by our government today to transition from this. Thank you so much for this.
I express my sincere thanks to each one of you for making this year's prestigious Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture 2024 successful and fruitful. I begin with expressing our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, for gracing this occasion with her special greetings. Her insightful thoughts have been truly encouraging for us. The great for his illuminating words on Indian Space Odyssey and the path forward. Sir, your thought-provoking address has provided the audience precious insights into a challenging yet fascinating subject. I am sure that many questions orbiting in the ignited young minds present here have been answered. Your lecture has been inspiring to one and all, and I must say it was a special moment in the long journey of our institution. I am grateful to Shri Navneet Kumar Sehgal, Chairman Prasar Bharati, for his kind presence and support throughout as a patron and mentor in making this event more meaningful. I thank Shri Gaurav Dwivedi, Chief Executive Officer Prasar Bharati, for his gracious presence and for being an inspiration for us during the preparations of the event. I am also thankful to each and every member of the audience present here, especially students, for whom this will always be a cherished memory. I express special thanks for members of the press and media whose active participation will surely enable wider dissemination of today's illustrious and stimulating lecture. Also, special thanks to Doordarshan for facilitating the recording of the message of Honorable President of India. My heartfelt appreciation for staff members of Akashvani, especially the organizing team of this event, who left no stone unturned to make this event successful. I conclude with the hope that the precious legacy of Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture Series continues with the same fervor year after year.
Thank you, Dr. Pragya. As you said, listeners are always eager to listen to this annual commemoration. So we would like to inform you that the recording of the Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture 2024 will be broadcast on Thursday, 31st of October 2024 at 11 a.m. on the national network of Akashvani, including Indraprastha Channel Delhi, FM Rainbow and FM Gold channels. The lecture will also be available on AIR Live News 24/7 YouTube channel and Akashvani AIR YouTube channel. It can also be heard on News on Air mobile app. Please note that the repeat broadcast will take place on the national network of Akashvani at 9:30 p.m. on the